Hey guys, just a quick update. I'll probably cut in and out with the camera as I do some things because I find painting on camera too difficult. I just bought an arm and attached it to my spray booth, so that may change. I might be able to do it, but this is where I'm at anyways. I've got the, what the hell is it, RLM 79 down. I used a combination of these three. I did Facebook posts. You can kind of see here, I tested in these three panels the three different shades. You can see this one is more solid, I guess I would say, than these. Sorry about my hands, I just got done work. Kind of dirty. This is 4179 and this is 4279. I don't know through the glass if you can tell, they're not mixed the greatest, but 41 is a lot lighter than, did I say that right? Yeah, than 42. Now just leave them here like that. The guns is darker than both. So I kind of mixed, matched all of them, modeled it a little bit, and then the freckles or chicken pox or whatever you want to say is RLM 71. I used MRP. Some of them are kind of shiny in spots, and I don't like that. So I think I'm going to come back and post shade the little dots or spots with the AK one. See if I can get some modulation on them, see if it looks better. There is a coat of dull coat on this too. And I have noticed a couple spots. I fixed a couple spots already. I had to rescribe some stuff on the top. And this panel is terrible. I did a shit job, so I'm going to probably fill that in and redo it. And there's a rivet in each, or it probably is a bolt realistically because it's removable, but I would assume it is, excuse me, in each corner. So now I have to tape the white stripe, so I'll have to, the front is white, I have to tape that, mask it, and spray, and along the fuselage there's a band. I did a repair, and to me it looks like I got some overspray here. I'll have to touch up a bit. But the bottom is, sorry I'm all over the place here, RLM 65. Once again, I modulated between these brands and colors, Mr. Hobby, MRP, and AK Real Colors. Also, I want to say, I probably mentioned this before, I didn't like this paint that much. The last time I used it, I believe I used the, I think they call it Carc Tan, chemical active resistant coating, or I think that's what it is, on a M911 transport. I hated it. This worked really good. I had good luck with it in both colors I used, and yeah, this time it wasn't so bad. But anyhow, I did some touch-ups down here. I had this flap. It's funny, I can see some ejector pins still too that I should have dealt with, but I didn't. This whole build is kind of a test build, we'll call it. I'm hoping the next version hits fairly soon, and I'll probably spend more time on that. But I had a blemish in this flap. There's a seam right here, all the way across. They're two pieces. I'm told that so the leading edge of it, or the trailing edge of it, can be thin. And it is. It looks pretty good. But there's a massive seam all along here on both that needed filling, and these had to be rescribed. And I had a blemish there, so I tried to touch that up. And I don't know if you can see, Yes and no. I had a blemish here, and I retouched this, and I have to rescribe these panel lines, but they don't line up 100%. They're close, and I think I can get it to work and not look completely ridiculous, but they do not line up 100%. Other than that, it's been a good kit. There's a couple areas. The seams here are kind of hard to contend with because here it runs right through here, and it's just hard to fill in there, and it's always hard to fill. And you can see if you look underneath, I have a glob of filler there just at the leading edge on both these engine cells. It's hard to deal with. Oh, I think you can see what I'm talking about there. There's a bit of a blemish right there that I'll probably try and fill again, but they were shitty to deal with. This was hard because the fit of the panel that went in there wasn't really phenomenal, and you can even see on this panel line it's not the best. It's kind of ugly. Well, with the seam running all the way through, I'm out of frame there. It doesn't here, but you get my point. There's a seam that runs all the way through, and then these panels have to fit on top. I've seen another fella building this. You can see a bit of the seam there. It was hard to contend with. So my strategy is I might try sprue goo. I'll probably sprue goo this, sand it back, get rid of it completely, and then I'll just scribe template and put my rivets in and see how it looks. Other than that, that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to have some bench time here. My wife has taken my son somewhere, I don't know where, so I'm solo. I might mask and paint these, and if that goes well, I may even decal. Yeah, we're getting on with this, so I'll cut back once I have a little bit more progress. I got to paint this cannon and stick that bad boy in there too. Pretty sick. See you soon. So I have the white sprayed, and I started decaling, and just about dropped it. When I was looking at the decaling, I noticed the wing tips on the bottom are also white, so I'll have to mask those. I don't want a chance screwing these decals up, so I'll let them set and probably put a clear over them, and then I'll mask and paint. There is a few small decals in here. Other than that, there's not much on the bottom. I'm trying this new stuff that I just got, the Meg Ammo decal set and decal fix. Actually, it seems to be working pretty good. One thing I've noticed, maybe I'll run this by some people on the Facebook. It looks like the decal solution is messing up my tester's dull coat. I don't know if that's a thing or not. If that is a thing, comment and let me know. I'll ask on Facebook. Like I said, I'm going to end up touching a decal and ripping it, which is going to annoy the hell out of me. These, I know, on my videos, I don't get that many views now yet. Working on that, not that many comments, but I've noticed people complaining about my swearing. I think I do it as a nervous tick. I work construction. It just, in my everyday life, it's just, that's how it goes. And yeah, I think I do it as a nervous tick, like I said, but I'm about to swear, so I'm just giving you a heads up. These decals here were fucking ridiculous. They were ridiculous to put on. It's good because there's not a big solid piece of carrier foam, but oh my god, they were annoying. and they're still not perfect, but I have fucked around with these for probably half an hour or longer. Yeah, so I'm going to keep on with it, and I'll get back to you in the middle of deck wing here. I just put some setting solution on this side. My last, well, the only other Zoueki mirror build I did was the Raiden. I thought the decals were pretty thick. They're kind of like a Tamiya. I don't know if these are any worse or the same. You can see tide marks here. And there's my phone. It's annoying. Go away. You can see tide marks on here. I'll just wipe it off with the wet cloth and that should go away. I'm hoping any carrier film, once I clear coat it, will get blended in. But actually the decals have conformed really good. Looks good. I've got some masking. I gotta spray these wingtips under here white. I'm using this, and it's hot, really hot. It actually melted this. See, I have it deformed here, and it's set right in on one coat. It's worked really well on these thick decals, so now I'll clear this, I'll mask that, and I'll probably spray it to square it up again. I think I can save it, no issues. But yeah, quick update. I'm almost done decaling, and I'll get back here with another part. I'm just gonna want to see my booth's running full blast here. Not sure how loud that is. And turn it down. Let's do its lowest speed. We'll see how much it calms down. I'm pretty much at the point of being done with this. Go over a few things. Doing the videos in little chunks, I don't really remember where I was the last time. But I've got the paint work done. I've got the gear on. I think I'm going to dirty up this gear a little bit. It's a little bit clean yet. These are all kit decals. I don't remember if I discussed that or not. Kit decals. Zoueki Mura decals used to be, well, my limited experience with them, they're thick. Didn't really settle down the greatest. I used the ammo stuff. It's not at the bench right now, but it really, really tamed them pretty good. You can see a bit of a texture difference. I added this, I'm assuming, is a navigation light of some sort. I forgot to drill the hole before I put the wings together. So I attempted to drill it afterwards, and like a moron, I slipped and I cut a big scratch across that whole decal. So that's been sprayed over. That's the texture difference there. Now once I put a clear on that, hopefully that will somewhat disappear. But if it doesn't, really, it's actually not a bad thing to have. There's this gun. This is the smaller version of the next cannon. Comes out to the front of the plane out here. But as far as weathering, I used some enamel products. I used Tamiya panel line accent and a bunch of either AK or Meg streaking products, all enamel based. Here is, oh, see, even doing that, I've knocked this. This is my least favorite part of modeling, is the little tiny bits at the end. Always aggravate me. But I have yet to do the bombs. There's two small bombs that go on here. I have to do them yet. So yeah, there's a coat of dull coat on this after I deckled, and then I do my weathering on top of dull coat. I sprayed these. I had a moto color that was, is it sitting here? I had this stuff to try. I have a whole stack of paint sitting on my bench to try. This is cobalt blue, which was close, so I think I lightened it a hair. And I mixed it with MRP. So that's what I used for the props. Other than that, I used AK. I'll show you. Sitting right here, I used this Rust Effects color set, which is acrylics, for the exhaust. Maybe that's not too realistic, I don't know. Maybe they're too rusted for a plane that's in service. Could be, I don't really care. Used oils, Starship Filth and black for the streaks. I'm not 100% happy with them, but I tried to mimic what was on the box. I didn't really have much reference. This whole build I don't really have reference material for, to be quite honest, which I don't like that. So my next build I've got tons of reference for, but I pretty much try to mimic what the box had on it, but I try to beat it up a little bit more. Theirs was in pretty good condition. This is kind of a tester too. I like to do out-of-box reviews. I didn't add a harness because of that. They don't come with one. So if I build this again, which I think I'm going to with the next release, the big Cannon, I'll probably do HDW belts. Yeah. Other than that, what to talk about? I think we pretty much covered everything already. I'm not real happy with this chip here. I think it's too big. I probably would redo that in hindsight. And being that the access ladder to board this plane hangs down here, I didn't like the looks of it, so I didn't put it on. This walkway here should have probably more wear on it. I would add more wear. Other than that, the canopy is here. It's got some fandangled guide on it with degree markers. I'm not sure what that's for. An angle of attack thing, I guess. It's kind of a, I think it's a rudimentary plane, like it, the gauges for the engines are here, because I think they try to minimize the cockpit as much as possible. Gauges in here. It's kind of neat. So I guess the pilot would have to look at the gauges from, I guess you could see them from there. The sight is outside through the armored glass, which is dual pane. Not the most transparent thing. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it's not. So it would be interesting to see in real life how much you would see on that. There's cannons here on the top, and guns on the bottom there. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'll take this off. I keep dropping it and I'm going to screw it up. I'm going to get the bombs done up and I'll throw them on, weather the gear a little bit, and we'll be into our next build. Cheers.